Earlier this month, Armenia and Iran signed a gas deal that will see the doubling of Iranian gas exports to its northern neighbor. The agreement came during Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan's visit to Tehran, where he met with Iran's President Ebrahim Raisi. But energy wasn't the only topic on their agenda. During their joint press conference, President Raisi made clear that Tehran was closely watching the situation in the South Caucasus. Raisi said Iran was sensitive to developments in the region and denounced foreign interference, saying it made the situation worse. Renewed border clashes broke out in September between Azerbaijan and Armenia that killed more than 200 people, mostly soldiers. Iran has called for a diplomatic solution to those disputes, but its own ties with Azerbaijan have worsened in recent months. In October, Iran held large military drills near Azerbaijan's border in what many called a warning to Baku and its proposal for creating a transport link that would pass along Armenia's border with Iran. And to further discuss the recent gas deal between Armenia and Iran, joining me now from Baku is Shahmar Hajiev. He's a senior specialist at the Center of Analysis of International Relations. And from Gaziantep, Murat Aslan, he's a faculty member at Hasan Kalyoncu University. A warm welcome to you both, and thanks for joining me on Straight Talk. So, Shahmar, why have tensions between Iran and Azerbaijan have been rising? I mean, how has the 2020 Karabakh war impacted relations?
Thank you for having me. I would like to emphasize that since the end of the 44-day Karabakh war, actually the whole geopolitical situation changed in the region. And the current tensions between Iran and Azerbaijan can be characterized as the unwillingness of Iran to adapt to new realities emerging on the global and regional levels. We see from time to time special messages from Iran to Azerbaijan, and the recent military also drills across the Aras River was the clear message to Azerbaijan. Of course, Azerbaijan supports the opening of all communication lines in the region, which will only support the regional economic integration, but we see that Iran against the opening of Zangezur corridor, and they claim that this is the change of geographical maps in the region, which is not in favor of Iranian interests. That's why we see the current tensions in the region.
So, Murat, has Azerbaijan's Karabakh victory pushed Armenia further to Iran? I mean, is Yerevan administration disappointed by the lack of support from Russia?
Yes, that's exactly what it is, because Erdogan is searching for support to balance Azerbaijan, and they are well aware that Turkey is just over there at the Western Gate. So Yerevan is in search of a further support if Russia does not provide a further backing to Armenians, mainly in military field. On the other hand, there is something important in here. The West, even though they are in favor of a peace, long-lasting peace, and in favor of Armenia, well, they are short of accessing there. So Yerevan wants to search the most available options now, and Iran responds it because their interests are just not in a conflict, but in a parallel posture, because Iran perceives the Azerbaijani victory as an extension of Israel's presence over there and a great influence of Turkish government in the region, and with a great concern on its impact on the Azerbaijani Turks in Iran. So that makes Iran a bit complicated in terms of assessing the events, and in the meantime, urges itself to be more active in the region.
So, according to the latest deal between Iran and Armenia, Shahmar, the agreement foresees to double the amount of natural gas Iran sells to Armenia. Could Armenia wean itself off of its independence on Russia easily? And what are the challenges for the Yerevan administration in this regard?
Yes, it's not surprise actually, but this still is not a big game changer for Armenia. We know that they mainly depend on Russian gas supplies, is like more than 85%. But this is like the part of the plan between Tehran and Yerevan, because they are going to deepen bilateral economic relations, and they try to reach 3 billion USD in bilateral trade honor between these countries, and they have few opportunities to develop. This is like energy sector, agricultural and construction sectors. But again, it's like the spoke gas agreement between these countries, and Iran will supply gas to Armenia, and Armenia will pay with electricity. It's like for one cubic meter of gas, Yerevan will pay 3 kilowatt hours of electricity to Iran, but still Russian gas is cheaper than Iranian gas also.
Yes.
And I think that it's not like the big game changer for Iran. It's also like the diversification of supplies, because after Ukrainian war we see that many countries try to diversify gas supplies and sources. So it's for the future, it's also a Armenian plan to diversify gas supplies.
Yes. So Murat, how is Iran's hostile attitude towards Azerbaijan impacting a possible peace deal between Azerbaijan and Armenia, and also the possible normalization of ties between Ankara and Yerevan?
Well, if you provide a military support or just pledge an economic grant to any country, they feel a bit more stronger. And that's why Iran has always stood against Azerbaijan in Azerbaijan's fight against Armenian occupation in Karabakh and 7 other rayons of Azerbaijan provinces. What I believe is that Iranian stance up until now was just a sort of encouragement to have Armenia to stand still and be more resistant for a peaceful resolution of the, Karabakh issue. Well, right after that, the Minsk agreement, I believe, multiplied this attitude. Once Armenia perceives that there's a border with Iran, with a great support of military equipment, well, they can just stand against Azerbaijan more firmly. This is what I believe.
Yes.
On the other hand, Armenia believes that it's not a decisive support. This is another thing.
So Shahmar, Iran has repeatedly said it will not tolerate a change in its border and transit areas with Armenia. What's the reason behind this? Is Azerbaijan becoming more assertive in the region? And are Iran and Azerbaijan questioning the territorial integrity of one another?
Thank you for this excellent question. As we know that Azerbaijan liberated its occupied territories after the Second Karabakh War, and we now restored full control over 130 kilometers borders with Armenia, and it's like the Iranian-Azerbaijani borders. And we know that before liberation, they used these territories for drug trafficking, and now we control the whole territory. But the main question, the main issue for Iran is opening of Zangezur corridor. They think that it's like the violation of some Iranian rights and the change of geographical map, and Iran will lose direct border with Armenia. But it's not like that, because we know that it's only the corridor, and it's like regional economic cooperation. Azerbaijan will be connected to its Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, where we don't have direct access. And
but Iran says adamantly like it's against this project. So can we say that the efforts to make the Zangezur corridor operational have been halted? And how could Turkey and Azerbaijan further push for the realization of this project? Is there an environment for that?
I think the main player here is Armenia, and we know that both Turkey and Azerbaijan tried to establish cooperation and re-established relationship with Armenia, both economically and politically. And if Armenia agrees to establish cooperation and relationship with Turkey and Azerbaijan, Iran will be alone in the region. And let's hope for the wise attempts from Armenia, and we hope that Armenia will understand that this corridor is actually not against Armenia. It's only for the good of Armenian future, Armenian economy.
So Murat, besides Azerbaijan, how would these latest tensions impact Turkey-Iran relations? How tense are they at the moment?
Well, I believe that it depends on Iran, because Iran does have different concerns in terms of its future projections. The first one is for sure political, and second one is the territorial integrity of Iran, which means they're afraid of being divided among the ethnicities. This is another fact. But there's another one really significant. It's the economic and also geo-economic one, because Russia, India, and Iran had signed an agreement for a north-south route that could make Iran as a gate to Indian Ocean through their ports, because it would shorten the distances, and in the meantime, Russia would benefit from this. And it could have, a sort of advantage to Iran to build up a bloc. Now, if Turkey is in the region together with Azerbaijan, first, it's perceived in Iranian mentality, actually, well, it first threatens the integrity of Iran because they feel isolated and dangerous in terms of survivability. And the second thing, the Turkish route to reach the Mediterranean Sea is much more viable, much more clever, much more smart. And they are afraid of being isolated again in terms of economic incentives of Russian or Central Asian countries' pledge to Iran. So you see, there are differing dynamics that push Iran be more harsh against Azerbaijan and Turkish geolocation in the region.
So, Shamar, both Iran and Azerbaijan, as we know, have stepped up their military exercises along their border. Is this likely to boil into a full-blown conflict? And how tense is this situation? Or is this a controlled escalation?
Yes, as I mentioned in the beginning, first of all, Iran started these military drills across the Aras River bordering with Azerbaijan, and most importantly, they practice how to breach Aras River. So we know that's a clear message for Azerbaijan. And we always claim that we don't have any claims for territorial claims for neighboring countries, and we support to resolve all disagreements only peacefully by negotiations, and we support territorial integrity both Iran and Azerbaijan. We don't have anything against Armenia. We don't have anything against our neighboring countries. But Azerbaijan also held the military exercises near Aras River. So yes, I think that both Iran and Azerbaijan somehow demonstrated power.
All right, gentlemen, unfortunately, we'll have to leave it here. Thank you very much for joining me on Straight Talk.